affordable for the market that we're serving.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, like one site that we're not showing you here. Yes, we have it for Leanne Rhymes and Randy Hauser, and they're on major labels. But we've also got it for a baby band who's like just barely signed, and they're like just getting started. So absolutely.
Right.
And also.
Is it different? Yeah, is it different rules for each, or like the baby band has access to Leanne Rhymes has?
Our company vision and what we're doing, our business strategy is to create automated installs, of these and package them in different ways so that somebody can get $15,000 worth of, website features for a small startup fee and a monthly fee, or just a monthly fee, or just package it in collaboration and joint ventureships with other people so that we can offer that opportunity to people that might not be able to afford that $15,000 website.
And the key thing to point out is, as we started in the beginning, is there's a core set of features that most websites desire in specific markets. And so as it relates to moving into a new market, like building a community site like we're talking about here, a lot of the stuff is already in place, like that we discussed on the phone before. So there's things like, okay, we want it to work this way, we want it to work that way. We've always tried to maintain form follows function concept, where it's like we can design it really cool, we can make custom features, but there's a core set of features in place that are going to work for pretty much any website. So there's ways to do it really affordably. It's just a matter of how customized do you want to get and how crazy with the bells and whistles do you want to get. The last call we had is, I think Enriel said, let's start out really simple, or I think Craig might have said it, let's start out really simple and then we can build on top of that. So after this call, we do have a recommended development plan, but we did want to get through the Q&A with you guys to, see back and forth with what you can do. So I'll let Anders to finish that off.
Yeah, and
I would love, I was going to say, I'd love to use like the back end, but also I'd love if you guys could just rewind about like 5-10 minutes to show us real quick, like the social sharing and commenting functions, like anything like along the lines of what we discussed in the last call. Like we missed all of it. I feel bad about that. I really served me if I had a visual of what you guys already have in place for that.
Yeah, you're gonna see most of that stuff here, in the next time I go into the back end. And one major thing about this also to touch on is that to make something simple is often really, really expensive. To really, and that's why in the past couple of years, I mean, we've invested a lot of money to create this system the way that it is, and we are marketers, so we can use WordPress, for example, and create a really, really great result out of that. But we felt that the average user doesn't have that same technical skill. It doesn't have that same. They got to learn a lot of things about marketing to use the right plugins in order to make WordPress or another system do what they desire for it to do. But our main goal for this was to pack it really with a lot of features that would enable the average person that might not know what plugins to choose, to really have, so it has all those features in it already, so that stuff's already taken care of really for them, within the packages. So let me get in here to, this is motorist.org. It's a large automotive site, and so these little pieces here, this sliding banner ad, this feed here, the search feature, and all of these individual widgets, that WordPress calls them, are individual ads that can be edited. And a few of the new features that we develop here are that every time you refresh the page, these motorist tips here would change up. So those could be testimonials or whatever else you would want to put text into. And we also have a pop-up feature for the ads. So if you want to put a video in or something else that could kind of pop up, that's all within the feature set.
And that's simply a matter of like clicking a button and adding like a YouTube link to it or code, a video code.
And then in adding to the community features, we have a full directory. So here's a company profile, which could be a person's profile, and instead of a company logo, we have a person's face and their information and their about. And this is where we could also attach like a journal to this. So the news piece here, which we talked to you about before, could be connected directly to the individual individual profiles so people could have their own journals. So let's look, for example, so Goodyear has a whole bunch of locations all over the US, right? So all of those are then considered child profiles, and this could also be used for a handful of different features that we can go into more detail with you guys about, later.
Is that something you have to program, or is that something that pulls into a feature?
No, see, that's what's awesome about the way that we made this is that's all pulls in through. We can upload a CSV with all of that information, and then it's like automatic. All the profiles would be automatically created, and all the child profiles would be automatically created.
Yeah, it's not like you have to sit there and like manually create it all. As long as you have the information in a spreadsheet, you can upload it, and then it automatically creates it all.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if I have like a hit of like, yeah, okay, so now I see something, and it's like, okay, now I see the visions of like how the Evolutionary Academy site should develop. You want to hear that now, or do you want me to just take my own notes and give it to you later? Like, what should we do?
Yeah, I would take your own notes right now. Probably got about like 5 more minutes to just go through these, the front end and back end of this here, and then we'll take that later. Okay. And let's see here. Another piece here, which is good for you guys to know that we started development on, is there's a like feature built in here to the news and to the articles, and it tracks that on the back end. So if you click like here, and so within the back end here, you see how many people have actually liked these individual pieces, and then that could allow us in the future to actually sort between which pieces are most popular and those things. And that piece particularly is also within concept and development, but that goes along with the whole analytics piece that I was telling you about, and that we're going to be adding here within the next couple months.
The key thing to recognize too about a lot of that kind of stuff, like analytics or e-commerce or email marketing systems, it's like there's a lot of stuff out there on the market that could be really good to hook into this. A content management system is like the core piece of managing a website, and it's a container for that type of stuff. So if we want to hook into an API or a system that works really, really well, that's possible as well. So just keep that under consideration too. Like things like Google Analytics is really, really great to do, and you can actually take that version of that software and you can install it on a website and develop custom versions of it too. So that's a route to take with some of that type of technology, which we can get way deeper into that later.
And here's another site called the Automotive Oil Change Association, and this is actually in development right now. So that's why you see a few titles in there that look kind of strange, like optional ad title. But this just show you the members area. They have a whole members area built into this. Whereas after you've logged in, it's gonna allow access to a handful of new pages, and then allow access for you to edit your profile or go in there and download information that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. It also allows us to specify which ads that person sees when they're logged in, and also which scrolling banners up here they actually see, which would be private to the community.
How does it know what to show? I like that. I think that's right.
It's it just because of our programming, it tells after a person has been authenticated, it will allow the system to know that that's who we are now talking to. So let me show you real quickly a few differences on the back end of this motorist website. The motorist website does not have a full. It does. It does have the full community here. So I want to show you how that looks like. So on the community portion here of the website, this is where you can upload or download, the CSV from the whole entire community. You can create those pages. If you want to edit one of the profiles, this is what it would come up. And so, looking at this from a community member's perspective, if they were to log in with their username and password, this box here that you would see here is all that they would see. They wouldn't have access, to any of the other stuff, which makes it really, really simple and allows them to just be able to edit the things that they have to do for their profile. Or if they would have a blog, attached to their profile, then they would have a blog tab up here where they could add or, delete their blogs, edit their blogs.
Have you thought about the possibility of bringing in like Facebook profiles or something, where they get the button and we'll bring in existing profiles from other social networks?
we've considered it. We're actually one of the technologies that we're investigating right now is called GenRain, and that technology allows anybody to log in with Facebook, log in with MySpace, Twitter, like any of those accounts, and it also will, if that user allows it, to pull in their profile information.
Right. That's one of those things too. Like, keep under consideration that Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all these major networks, they're changing a lot of their algorithms all the time because they're really fast-growing companies. And the thing is for a company to manage and update software code consistently, that in itself is an entire business model around it, and that's one of those things that it would be good to license the technology to do that. Hence, GenRain is building an entire business model simply around allowing the ability of a website to log in with the most popular social profiles, and they're building their whole entire business around that because it takes such manpower to keep tabs on that kind of stuff.
Right. It's so great. I love that, you guys.
Yeah, so I was thinking that that's a huge part of it is that you need people to be able to log in consistently so that they're not using multiple addresses. They've got one communication channel.
Right, definitely.
Right? One email address, that kind of stuff. So I love that stuff. And the same thing you were showing earlier, the same thing for like the viral sharing of the content on here. Like they just put in and it's already plugged right into like whatever comments they made, kind of like this stuff. It just flows right out to their social media if they want to.
Yep, totally. And part of that also, what we've developed into this platform is that all of the news features, all the article features, the image features, anything that can have an RSS feed built into it, that's built into this stuff. So if they have their own personal website and they want to feed their blog from their profile into there, that's totally within the system. Or if they want to feed it into their Facebook pages, that's all already be built into the system. Really easy to do that.
Yeah, totally. There's a practical application to that too, which is like Randy Houser, the country artist, for example, that I went over. They have a mobile app for that artist, right? And they use a whole technology platform called Mobile Roadie. And just to develop that technology in itself, to be able to have a customizable white label mobile app, that's pretty expensive stuff, right? So basically, Mobile Roadie's building an entire business around that. But in order to get the content into Mobile Roadie, you can manually publish it, but it also accepts RSS feeds, right? So their label said, hey, we want RSS feeds for the news feature and the tour feature, and we just simply give them the RSS feeds of those pages, and it pulls in all of his news and all of his tour items into that mobile app without us actually having to touch it. So it's one of those things where using the content management system as a platform to push the information to a lot of different places, as long as you have the other third-party technologies to accommodate that kind of stuff.
So going back to the back end here of AOCA, once again, this is a test site, so I can actually show you, Ali, again, what James showed a little bit earlier, and I can we can add anything here. It doesn't really matter what we do. So so this is the news portion of it. If you want to edit a news piece, really easy, just slides right open there. Edit anything you want, upload your files to there. You want to add a new news piece, slides up really elegantly. Once again, simplicity and few clicks are our main goals, for this whole entire platform. This is the fast lube field, oil change field, and those people are mechanics. They don't know anything about marketing, nor do they know much. Most of them don't know much about marketing, and most of them don't know a lot about the internet, or any more than writing an email. So once again, it was really important that we made this so that it was